Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Vending. Today, I want to just kind of bring us up to speed on a bunch of little things that have happened. When we started our credit card game of $1,000, I told you about the American Express card that I had gotten that had a $300 sign-up bonus, and that I was going to include that because I was working on that at the time. So I got online, and you can sign up for their account, and so I went on and I did that, and I went on to find out where we were standing on our cash, and I noticed that for sign-up bonuses it said 0. And I thought that was odd. So I called and I talked to a service rep there, and I said, so where do I stand on my sign-up bonus? When am I going to be getting that? I've already spent the money. And he said, yeah, you have spent the right amount of money. He said, well, I don't see any notification on here. You're not in line for that. And I said, well, excuse me, but I did sign up. I did it online. I said, and here's what irritated me. He corrected me and he said, actually, it's if you spend $1,000, it's $250 sign-up bonus. Now, I knew that the particular one that I did, and the reason that I actually signed up for it, other than the benefits, was that because on that particular day, at that particular time, they had that particular offer, but they had an X through the $250, and they had written up there $300. So they were making a special allotment for a $300 thing. Now, I didn't tell him any of this. I just said, oh, okay. But what he did say was, I'm going to have to open a case on this. And he said it really snarky like, and I was like, and I asked him, I said, I don't even know what that means. What does that mean, you have to open a case? And again, very snarkily, he said, well, I'm going to open a case and we'll have somebody look into this. And it's going to take 6 to 8 weeks. And I said, oh, okay, well, whatever you have to do. And I hung up the phone and I thought, okay, in this age of digital communication, that should take about 30 seconds. You go, you pull my application, you look at the site from where I did it, and boom, there's your answer. I mean, that shouldn't be brain surgery, but I decided, well, you're dealing with the bureaucracy, whatever. So today, I got notification in the mail, and I was thinking, well, it's kind of early for my bill for American Express, and I opened it up, and there is no thing saying, hey, we were wrong, or your case has been decided. It was just like it was a normal statement, but it had a credit balance, and I looked through there, and they had given me the $300 credit on my statement. No acknowledgement that the case had been solved, no acknowledgement that they were wrong, no acknowledgement of anything at all, just here's your $300, go away and leave us alone. I mean, I'm happy that they owned up and gave me the full $300 like they should have, but it just didn't go down right. You know what I mean? Alright, so that had to do with our credit card game. Now, as I have been talking about upping our game to get saving as much cash as possible, starting soon, I just don't know when, I have been talking about, I did a video about even cheapskates could save money on these. And I was talking about controlling the circuit breakers in your house. And I've got a story I'll tell you at the end. But the one that I hadn't done and I wanted to experiment on was shutting my refrigerator off via the circuit breaker. Here was my concerns. How long would it last? How long could I do that? How often could I do that? And how should I test it? And I had pretty much decided I was going to just start and go a couple hours at a time, 8 to 12, 8 to 2, 8 to 4, and see how long it would last. And then I remembered when I was young and we lived down in Florida, we went through hurricane season. And I can remember when the electricity went off, my parents would say, don't open the refrigerator door because electricity is off. And if you've ever been through a hurricane, it can be 2 or 3 days before your electricity comes back on. So I thought, well, why should I waste time on that? Let's just do an 8 hours a day and let's see what happens. So yesterday morning before I went to work, and I left here at, well, I turned the refrigerator off at 8:30. And I got home at 5:30. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9 hours. So my refrigerator was off for 9 hours. And I came home, I turned the circuit breaker back on, and I went to the refrigerator immediately. I touched the things of water and soda and cheese and other dairy products in there to make sure nothing was even slightly warm. If it was slightly warm, I decided I was throwing it away. I wasn't taking any chances. This was an experiment. Everything was fine. I went to the freezer. Now, if you have experience with shutting off your refrigerator and letting it sit for a while and then open it up, that smell, it's really not a very pleasant smell. I opened it up and I got just a whiff of that, just a small, it wasn't bad, but just a whiff of that. And I thought, oh. Now there was hardly anything in my freezer, and which is one of the reasons I did that long. I figured if everything goes bad, I'll just throw it out and it won't be that big a deal. But I pinched everything. I mean, I had some chicken legs, some pork chops, a thing of chili, some ham hocks. I mean, I had a couple things. Everything was still frozen solid. And I thought about it logically, and I can't tell you how many times I've taken meat out of the freezer and put it in my sink to thaw all day, and it's still rock solid when I get home. So that didn't really surprise me. The smell kind of bothered me. I don't really know what that's about, but it's, so I haven't decided how long and how often I'm going to do that, but theoretically I could shut that thing off 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. I'm not going to do it when I'm here, and that ought to cut my refrigerator costs, you know, by a third. But we'll see. Okay. The next thing. My gold card. Remember the card I got from Lion Card? I'm very pleased with it. I love it, but I'm disappointed in it. And here's why. I designed it for the purpose of advertising. You know, so I could hand it to people and they would see Prayer Box Ministry on the card. Well, the way to use my card is at the grocery store and at the gas station, and both of those venues I do it myself, so nobody sees my card. So I'm kind of bummed out. I mean, I could use it other places, but that's not where the maximum use is. What I should have done is I should have, instead of my American Express, I should have done my City Double Cash Back, because that's my workhorse. And that's the one I use for everything. And if I ever do this again, I'm going to use the Double Cash Back. And here's the little story I was going to tell you about the circuit breakers. So I was on Friday. I had been looking forward to taking a shower all day because it was a long, sweaty day. And I had just enough time between jobs to jump in, take a shower, and get to my second job. So I come home, I get undressed, I get ready to jump in the shower, and it occurs to me I didn't turn my thing on in the morning, so I didn't have any hot water. Oh my gosh. So have you ever done a quick wash-up job at the sink with cold water? Oh my gosh. So there are benefits to controlling the electricity coming into your house, but there are also detriments. So I'm going to have to start writing myself notes to stick them up places. So yeah, I don't want to go through that again. The good news is everybody around us is wearing face masks, so if I missed any places to wash, nobody could tell. Alright, well that kind of brings us up to speed on all the little things happening in the ministry, in the business, and odds and ends that I wanted to cover. Well, you guys have a great week, and happy vending!